The oh so lovely lady of The View, Joy Behar, gets absolutely smoked and destroyed after she asks an audience member one Trump question. Guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. I know you're going to like it. As I'm sure you know, the ladies at The View are, let's just say, not very tolerant to opposing views. And this just kind of shows an example of that. Now, what'll be interesting about this is you'll see that they'll kind of pretend to be tolerant, but they really aren't, and you'll see what I mean in a moment here. So we're gonna get right to it, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But first, everybody, help me out here and do a huge favor. Yes, it's that time of day again. Please do me a big favor and like our video, share it around, and if you're new, subscribe to the Resist the Mainstream YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you this great content. And guys, let me just say, for those of you returning, thank you so much for coming back. We really appreciate you. As always, everyone, I'm your host, Darian. Let's get into it.
There's one woman up there who's a Trump supporter. Stand up and show yourself. There she is.
Don't make her feel bad.
She wants to be
I have
seen.
a question for you.
She's clapping when we're talking about Trump, and I think we appreciate that you're here.
People always ask, who is a Trump supporter? Could you explain who you are so we can understand?
Greetings, alien life form. Explain who you are, where you're from, where you came from, and your purpose for coming down into this planet. We must know so we can learn for the purpose of science. These people are just so ridiculous. It's just amazing how condescending they are, even when they're trying to be nice and friendly.
She needs a camera. There she goes.
No, I'm not explaining it. I don't get into politics. I just feel that we do need a change. I voted for Obama. I'll be the first state. I think it was the biggest mistake of my life.
Why?
Okay,
Why was it a mistake?
I work in a hospital. No, I work in a hospital. You want to talk about Obamacare? What it has done to the hospital systems and putting hospitals out of business. You can't get an authorization for Medicaid for any type of treatment that a patient. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Just like at any other job, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So when you look at that, I don't agree with that.
So would you like single payer care like Bernie Sanders says?
No, I don't agree with Bernie Sanders either.
So you don't want any, you want everybody should pay through the nose.
You should have insurance through your company. I do agree with that.
See.
Okay,
Even
I do.
though, what about pre-existing conditions? How do you feel about that?
They should be covered.
They should be covered.
Obamacare has without a doubt been a disaster for the American people. Fun fact, from 2013 to 2019, people's health insurance costs for both workers and families more than doubled. Yes, you heard that right. An increase of 129% on average. That is insane. And it makes you wonder, why exactly did former Senator John McCain vote down that proposal to completely strip the nation of Obamacare years back? You know, I think the only person who might be more politically clueless than Joy Behar is, another big J, Joe Biden. I mean, have you guys seen this economy? It is out of control, okay? And that is why I have decided to invest in precious metals, and I think you should too. Check it out, guys. Go to rtmgold.com. You can click the link in the description or type in your web browser. Check it out. Goldco is a great company. They're highly rated. You can roll over your IRA and 401k penalty and tax-free, and even get a free gold kit. Yes, you heard that right. Free. We don't want you to make this big decision without being fully informed, so we are providing the resources to you. Check it out, everybody. You won't be disappointed. rtmgold.com.
Covered. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's part of Obamacare. He changed that.
Yes, but there's certain things
Okay.
that weren't changed that we don't see behind the scenes. Like I said, wherever you work, you
All
know
right.
what goes on.
Okay. Quickly. What else? We got to move on.
I personally think that maybe we need a businessman because, like you said, every 4 years we always complain about
So you
people.
would like him to have his taxes everybody should see his taxes, right?
I don't think his
She says
taxes
he's
have
a
anything to
businessman.
do with the presidential. I'm sorry, I don't.
But you say he's like I said.
She's completely right. Obviously, Trump's taxes have nothing to do with it, and no one cares. I don't know about you, but I am sick of hearing of this manufactured issue. It's just so irritating. I've had so many ridiculous conversations with people where they'll say, well, you don't care that Donald Trump doesn't show his tax returns? But it's so horrible. The only reason why these NPCs even think that is because the screen people on CNN, MSNBC, or MSDNC, as I like to call it, and The View went around whining about it endlessly. That's the only reason they care. And let me just say, if anything, I think it's a good thing if Trump pays less taxes. Hell, I would do the same thing. What does this government even do for us? Send money to foreign countries like Ukraine, our greatest ally, and some other things, all while doing nothing to secure the border of their own nation, the United States, because $8 billion or $10 billion is too much for a wall. True story, by the way. That's literally what Democrats have claimed in Congress, that about $10 billion or even less than that is too much to secure our nation's border. But it's not too much to secure the borders of other countries. Right. but we're supposed to give them more tax money and be altruistic about it. Really? Give me a break. It's just so ridiculous, so manufactured, and it's so fake, and I'm just sick of hearing it. One more thing. You remember back in the day when Rachel Maddow exposed Donald Trump by leaking his 2005 tax return? Not sure if that was legal, by the way, but that's besides the point. That's a whole other conversation. Well, the only thing that Rachel Maddow's big bust did with these tax returns and showed was that Donald Trump was actually paying more in federal income taxes than most people by both percentage and total, and it's not even close. Donald Trump, according to Rachel Maddow's leak of his 2005 return, paid $38 million in federal taxes that year off of an income of about $125 million. You know what that means? That means he paid about 25% of his income in taxes, and it was tens of millions of dollars. You think Bernie Sanders paid nearly that much? He didn't, by the way, spoiler alert. All while he complains about his millionaires and billionaires. They're gutting a system to dry. Oh, it's so terrible. Funnily enough, Bernie Sanders is actually a millionaire himself, but he conveniently doesn't mention that. Well, guess what? He paid far less in Donald Trump in taxes, okay? By both total and percentage. It's not even close. Yet we're supposed to sit here and listen to this whining and garbage about how Donald Trump is just stealing all this tax money that the US government is entitled to. Wait a minute, that's an interesting narrative. Trump is the one who's defrauding the government and stealing tax money that they rightfully own? Who earned it again? Let's stew on that for a second.
Said he's a businessman. That's what he's putting out there. So
Yeah,
don't
you
want
could
to
see them, but I don't think that's to do with what he has to
businesses?
do. I don't think. Do I agree with everything he says? No. Absolutely
I have
not.
a question for you. Do you feel like his job as a reality star has swayed your vote, or does that even net at all?
Absolutely not. I
Because
don't
that's what
watch
people
that.
speculate.
No, I don't watch reality.
They like to do this whole fake unity play and make a big deal out of it, but do you remember that time that Joy Behar basically said you're a Nazi if you wear a MAGA hat? Let's roll the clip.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
The bottom line is, this isn't good for any of us. I mean, this is what it comes down to. It's not good for any American. This is not the American way. This is not the promise of America. She doesn't always get it right, but we know we can fight to make it better. When you have someone who says, I'm going to get rid of all criticism, I'm going to get rid of anything that's dissenting, this should make everybody really scared. One of the great things about this country is that you can stand here and say, you know what, I don't like how the country's being run. And you know that nobody's going to come and snatch you up for saying that. You want to keep it that way. That's why it's important.
Okay.
That's nonsense.
Are you working now, honey?
Actually, no. I got an injury, so I'm not working for the past year, but I've seen it all.
But you said you worked in healthcare, or
She works in healthcare.
you know, my brother. Good point.
Thank you very
Both of my
much.
brother-in-laws
Thank you.
are.
Unemployed for a year with 4 children, has put them through school. She's my sister. I'm very proud of her.
That has nothing to do with anything. But as a social worker, that's what I did. I could see where
She just roasted
money
her
is
sister.
needed and we're not getting it. My husband works for not-for-profit with homeless. There is so much more money that is needed that we're not getting.
And you feel that he's going to
And Obama stopped a lot of things. The mayor did love.
Thank you very much. Sit down.
Thank you. Sit down.
Well, everybody, that's going to be the end of the clip there. It is just a zoo on The View, I swear. That was a little bit much for me. You guys can probably relate, but hey, that woman held her own, and I really respect that and appreciate that, and I'm sure you do too. With all that being said, guys, we're so glad you tuned in. As always, please be sure to comment below. Let us know what you liked about the video. What kind of content do you want to see in the future? Do you want to see more Joy Behar? More of her just looking ridiculous? Something else? I don't know. We want to hear from you guys, so let us know. Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon. God bless.